Princess Leonor of Spain, radiant and resolute, has once again turned heads across the globe as she stepped back onto Spanish soil, one foot in the present, the other firmly planted in destiny. With the weight of a crown not yet worn but already well understood, the heir presumptive embarks on the final, most demanding phase of her naval training, a rite that has evolved into something far greater, a bold signal that Spain's monarchy is not merely surviving, but meticulously shaping the leader of tomorrow. It was a crisp and glowing morning when cameras first locked in on Leonor, the Princess of Asturias, surrounded by stoic members of the Spanish Navy. Her naval uniform was flawless, every polished brass button catching the sun like a gleaming badge of honor. Her hair, artfully secured, danced with the sea breeze, and her expression, reserved but sincere, spoke of purpose. There was an unmistakable cinematic magic in that moment. She didn't just arrive. She returned, a symbol in motion, walking straight into history's embrace. But this wasn't just another public appearance. This was the crescendo of a blueprint quietly masterminded by King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, a lifelong choreography of shaping a sovereign not only rooted in tradition, but fortified with modern fortitude. Since childhood, Leonor's path has been anything but casual. Instead of learning about her kingdom from behind palace gates, she's walked its varied terrains, listened to its citizens, and absorbed Spain's fractured yet resilient story, written in the scars of history and the silence of inherited duty. Now at the prestigious Marín Naval Military School, Leonor isn't here for photo ops or ceremonial parades. Palace insiders whispered that the future queen has thrown herself headfirst into life at sea, and during sunrise drills, tough as nails physical training, endless maritime simulations, and the unyielding discipline that military life demands. And, what's more, she wants it that way. No shortcuts, no privileges, no soft landings. Those within the royal orbit say she refuses preferential treatment, insisting on equal footing with fellow cadets. From lugging gear under the blistering Spanish sun to standing watch through the lonely hush of midnight, she has earned something far more valuable than applause: the quiet admiration of those around her. Her instructors are said to be stunned not by her fame, but by her grit. This is not a girl merely playing soldier. This is a woman in the making. For Queen Letizia, this journey is a double-edged sword, equal parts pride and maternal concern. As a former journalist, she knows all too well the harsh spotlight of public life. Sources close to the palace reveal that mother and daughter share frequent phone calls, moments of warmth amidst the rigid structure of training. Some even describe whispered late-night chats where it's Leonor doing the comforting, offering calm, assuring her mother that she's stronger than anyone expected. It's a poignant role reversal, the daughter becoming the steady voice in the storm. King Felipe, ever the measured observer, watches with an almost solemn intensity. Having once endured this same military crucible himself, he recognizes every aching muscle and grueling test as vital pieces of the monarch puzzle. He's preparing her not just for the throne but for the unpredictable turbulence that comes with it. The Spanish monarchy has ridden through its share of tempests, and Felipe knows that for Leonor to weather what lies ahead, she must be tempered like steel. Outside the palace walls, public sentiment surges. Along the roads, Spaniards line up to catch even a fleeting glimpse of their future queen. They wave flags, hold up portraits, and chant her name, not with obligation, but with something approaching hope. Despite ongoing debates around the monarchy's role in a changing Spain, Leonor seems to cut through the noise. In her, many see not just continuity but evolution. The world is watching, too. Royal analysts across Europe have taken note, drawing comparisons between Leonor and other young heirs: Princess Catharina Amalia of the Netherlands, Princess Elizabeth of Belgium, and Sweden's Estelle. But even in such luminous company, Leonor stands apart thanks to Spain's bold decision to place her squarely in the military spotlight. It's not just a training exercise. It's a message to allies and critics alike. Spain is preparing a queen not in fantasy, but in fire, yet even the most polished brass can't hide the humanity beneath. Fellow cadets, speaking off the record, share touching stories of Leonor mopping floors in the mess hall, cracking jokes to lighten tense moments, or writing home about aching limbs and pangs of homesickness. These glimpses strip away the regality and remind us she's still just a teenager with nerves, hopes, and blisters like anyone else. Naturally, her return has triggered a media frenzy. Spanish tabloids scramble for scoops, insider whispers, exclusive snapshots. But curiously, much of the coverage has been surprisingly dignified. Even the press seems to sense that this is no ordinary royal chapter. It's something sacred, something Spain wants to protect. In Leonor, many see a reflection of national pride, of what Spain could become under a monarch raised not on pomp, but on perseverance. What comes next will test her further. Her schedule is packed. Extended naval deployments, command simulations, and real-time challenges designed to measure leadership under fire. And soon, she'll resume shadowing King Philippe, learning the delicate dance of diplomacy, the subtleties of governance, and the art of ruling not just with authority, but with moral credibility. This entire odyssey is more than tradition, it's a calculated diplomatic message. The Spanish royals aren't offering fairy tales anymore. They're offering proof. Proof that monarchy, when earned through service, sacrifice, and sweat, still has a place in a modern world. It's a pitch aimed especially at Spain's youth, who demand relevance, transparency, and authenticity from their leaders. And behind closed doors, one can't help but wonder, does Leonor ever pause to reflect? Maybe on quiet nights at sea, gazing out at the dark Atlantic, she wrestles with the paradox of her life, a girl raised in privilege, bound to duty, yet yearning for moments of ordinary simplicity. Those who've met her say she carries an old soul's wisdom. She knows the applause will fade, but the crown, the burden, and the blessing will remain. Still, she moves forward with quiet, unwavering grace. And perhaps that is what makes her so captivating. It's not the title, it's not the ceremony, it's her presence, her stillness, her will. As she nears the end of this monumental chapter, Princess Leonor is not just Spain's next queen in waiting. She is the living thread tying together history, hope, and a nation hungry for meaningful leadership. So as the sun sets over Spain and the naval ships rock gently in their harbors, remember this moment. History is being written not with grand speeches, but with steel in the spine, salt in the air, and a princess proving day by day that the future of Spain is already standing tall on deck. And now, we ask you, after seeing her rise through challenge after challenge, do you believe Leonor will become not just a monarch, but a queen who defines an era? If you've been moved by this journey, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Spain's story is still being written, and you're part of it.